So personally, I feel like in general, Luka's defensive problems usually are outweighed by his offensive prowess, how good he is on offense. But I feel like this season, while playing next to an aging LeBron James, LeBron's 41 years old. LeBron is really good on offense, but he's awful on defense. So I can't see that shit working right now. So maybe you could blame Luka, definitely more than LeBron, because a 26-year-old should be doing more effort than a 41-year-old. But I don't think it's gonna work anyways. So it's whatever. Just get your numbers, try to win MVP maybe. But for the future of the Lakers organization, if I were them, after getting rid of LeBron, I would just start planning my squad around Luka. Whatever I think works, put four defenders around him. If you think Austin Reeves works, keep him. If you don't think he works, just start building around Luka for real. That's what I would do. What y'all think?
No, I hear you, but like you're not answering the question. Like I do agree that like Luka's offense is so good that you can kind of like look on the other side, like you can kind of like not really care too much about the defense, but at the end of the day, it's gonna get to a point where not only is it gonna hold him back from becoming as great as he can be, but it's also gonna be a big point against him in a lot of debates and conversations people have around him. And when you're comparing him to other players, there's multiple other players throughout history and even currently right now that are damn near just as good, if not better, if not as good on the offensive side, that also play on the defensive side. You know what I mean?
How many?
There's at least a dozen, 20. There's probably 20 players all time that are just as good as Luka offensively. Easily. Yeah. What are you? Wait, you don't think somebody like Shaquille O'Neal is as good as Shaq offensively? Is as good as Luka offensively?
Yeah.
Maybe,
Okay.
but you're talking about 20. You name Shaq like
Bro.
7th or 6th. What are we talking about right now? Why you take Shaq like that's a good?
I said that aren't too far from Luka offensively.
No, would not be close to the 20th person on that list. So how does that prove that you can name 20?
Shaq would be close to Shaq is closer to the 20th person on that list than the first for me.
No, he's not.
No.
No, he's not. Shaq would be like 7th, 6th.
Shaq would be like in the top 10. Like
In basketball history, you could maybe
Are you
name,
sure?
In basketball history, you could maybe name 10 players that are as good as Luka. Maybe 10. Maybe. You said 20. That's insane, bro.
Nah, I don't think he's playing 20. I don't think so.
I said 20 that are relative. 20 that are relative to Luka's offense?
No.
Is Giannis not relative to Luka offense? Yes, he is. Giannis is relative to Luka offense. We're talking about 30-7, 30-6 on average. What are we talking about? That is the definition of relative.
Yeah, Giannis is great on offense, like all-time great, top 30, top 20. And he's also like top 20, top 30 on defense. That's what makes him so crazy. Luka is like
yeah, but
top
Giannis' offense, you see, this conversation is already dead. Giannis is definitely relative to Luka on offense. I'm not saying he's definitely under Luka, but there's not a gap that's like this. 100% not. 100% not.
Luka has way more skills than Giannis.
Like Luka is.
We're not talking about. You see, we're already having two different conversations. We're not talking about skill. We're not talking about skill set. We're talking about production. We're talking about what you actually do. Somebody like fucking Austin Reeves is technically more skilled than Giannis, but Giannis is producing 10 times more.
Yeah, that's the same reason Shaq is a valid option. Shaq is not.
Yeah, like bro, Giannis is definitely relative. Giannis is definitely relative.
I think Luka's dead ass like a top 5 offensive player ever, bro.
I don't think top 5. I think top 15.
Effectively, he is.
I think
you said
top 10.
Okay.
I'll give him top 10 offensive player ever. Top 10 at most. Top 5 is insane to me.
I don't think it's insane, bro. I think
who are the only players you have above him?
Jokic, Brown, Jordan for sure.
Curry?
Nah, I don't.
Nah.
I think Luka's just as good of a scorer and a much better playmaker. Much better playmaker.
Luka is not just as good of a scorer as Stephen Curry. No, he's not. That's just false. No, it's not.
Because he averaged 30.
The reason why Luka is so great on offense is because of how well he can match the playmaking and the scoring. Luka's scoring alone is not matching Steph Curry. Fuck no.
Bro, look at
When it comes to scoring, purely scoring, oh, so now you want to just focus on numbers only.
I literally said even though the stats are inflated. Like, I said if you look at the numbers, it would, even though the numbers are inflated. Like, I'm saying I'm acknowledging that the numbers are inflated.
Okay, I didn't understand what you meant by that.
Like, more, let me check, bro. Luka's highest points per game is probably higher than Steph.
Yeah, that's fine. That doesn't change anything for me.
Yeah, but like I said, bro, I think Luka. I don't know, bro. Like I don't think saying Luka is there's. I don't think there's 20 players like I said. But moving on from that, I do think in general, Luka's offensive prowess outweighs his defensive problem. It's just the fact that he's playing next to LeBron, where you would also need to make up for the fact that he's bad defensively. It's just a match made in hell. But from a general basketball point of view, if I'm a coach, I would pick Luka Doncic first in the draft and then build around him type shit. Like,
you see,
yes,
I agree with you.
I agree that he outweighs his defensive problems.
I agree with you 98%. I agree that in a general basketball sense, his offense obviously fucking outweighs his defense. And I agree with you on the Lakers point. But the conversations, the caliber of the player Luka is in means that he's naturally going to be in conversations with players, etc. Right? But the majority of the players he's in conversations with, besides Jokic or Stephen Curry, for example, play fucking defense.
Yeah. But it all comes down to
so he's never going to be able to be above these players for me. Ever.
Maybe, but at the end of the day, it just comes down to what he achieves in his career. Really.
It doesn't seem like he's going to achieve much as of right now.
Who, Luka?
What?
Yeah, as of right now, it doesn't seem like Luka's ever going to get MVP. It doesn't seem like he's ever going to win a ring.
Nah, I think you're tripping, bro. You gotta be
so.
Bro, he's
what? Why?
Luka has 3 years to win an MVP. If Luka doesn't win MVP in 3 years, he's never going to get one.
Okay, and he got it.
You at least agree with that, right? Quan, you agree with that, right?
Under 30 and Luka might peak in 4 years.
Luka is not.
Luka might peak at 30.
If Luka lets Wemby spend 2 or 3 more years in the league, he's never touching an MVP. I guarantee that.
If you think Wemby's gonna win MVP every year, you're tripping.
Wemby, for sure.
For the next
I'm willing to bet. Wemby will get an MVP and a ring before Luka.
Okay, you're literally saying a statement that has nothing to do with what we were just talking about. We were talking about if Luka doesn't.
How does that have nothing to do with what we're talking about?
We're talking about if Luka can still achieve shit in his career, and you're saying
and
it looks
I'm telling you that Wembanyama, if Luka doesn't do everything he needs to do in the next 3 years, he will not get anything. Wembanyama is gonna run the league from the time Luka is 30 to 35, 100%.
Wemby is not just gonna win 6, 7 MVPs in a row. Jokic alone.
I genuinely think
that's not even possible. Jokic alone has proven that.
Juan, I genuinely think that if Juan, we're talking, that's one trophy you're talking about. That's one thing, one aspect of the conversation. I do think that in a year or 2 or 3, the Spurs are going on a fucking run. The Spurs are gonna run up 3, 4, or 5.
The league for like 6 years.
I do think the Spurs can dominate the league for 3 to 4 or 5 years. 100%.
That has nothing to do with Luka not being able to achieve anything. Like Luka has more. Nobody has a chance of winning anything if they don't do it in the next 2 years. Like we can make that statement
right now. Players like Jokic, like Shea, like Giannis are gonna win MVPs before Luka, in my opinion. And when you go to the ring side, OKC, there's a bunch of different players. Luka's like the 5th, 6th, 7th option on both those sides of the conversation.
Luka might win maybe this year.
Nah, I don't think he's gonna win it just because the Lakers aren't good enough. But what I'm saying is, hold on, Ruben, the MVP is too reliant on team success for Luka to win it this year. But what I'm saying is, as soon as LeBron leaves, Luka is like the favorite to win the MVP, in my opinion. As soon as the Lakers build a decent team around him, like what are we talking about, bro? Luka went to the finals like 2 years ago. We're so reactionary. Like I think that's such a reactionary state. I don't know.
I'm reactionary because I'm talking about the whole. All right, bro. Whatever.
That's my opinion.
No, but the thing is, that's not your opinion. That's not your opinion. That's you saying exactly why I feel the way I feel. That's not an opinion. That's not an opinion. That's why you think my take is what it is. That's not your opinion on the subject.
My opinion on your take.
That's not your opinion on the subject. What are you talking about?
I said that's my opinion on your take. I already gave my opinion on the subject.
So because I disagree with you, there has to be something wrong with the way I think?
Nigga, I think you're wrong. So obviously I think there's something wrong with what you think. I just said we disagree with each other. I think you're wrong. That's what disagree means.
Well, I think you're wrong also, but I don't think you're being reactionary. I don't think that because of this, because of that. I'm not. I think we just disagree on this fact.
No reason as to why you think why I think.
But I think you're wrong because you're very biased when you like a player. But I'm not gonna act like
I think you think it's reactionary.
You got it.
You're recency bias. Like you think I'm glazing because I like Luka, and I think it's recency.
How is what I'm saying recency bias though? How is what I'm saying recency bias? All of it is based in fact that you're just purposely choosing to disagree and ignore.
Bro, recency bias because Luka's been struggling this season and his defensive issues have been highlighted at an all-time high this season. So that's why I think I think in a year's time, people will look at that take and be like, wow, I think Luka could win MVP next season. So obviously I'm gonna think that take is ridiculous. If anybody else had that
you think that Luka, you understand that the MVP is based on team success. You understand that Luka won't win it this year because of that, but you think magically next year he's going to win it?
I think when they get rid of Braun, they're going to be a really good team in the league. Him and AK-47 are going to be able to lead the Lakers to great things. That's not a bad take.
AK-47.
The Lakers can be
AK-47.
Who the fuck is
AK-47 on the?
I don't think
Who the fuck is AK-47 on the Lakers?
Austin Reeves?
Are you talking about AR-19 or AR-15? That's what they call them, bro.
AR-15. What
are you talking about AK-47, G? Like, what's wrong with you?
That's your Lincoln.
That's another player,
bro. Like, I disagree with you, and I have a reason as to why I think you're wrong. You have a reason as to why you think I'm wrong.
I don't think what I'm doing, I think you could call it bias more than reactionary, but even then, I'm just following the trend of the NBA. Because my thing is not reactionary or based on the recency bias. For the last 5 years, which is the last 5 years, the MVP. For the last 5 years, the NBA has been prioritizing and valuing the MVP and grading it in a certain way. And the certain players that have been at the top of this list, Luka is always right out of or right below that. And
what do you think that
Luka,
is? Two-way players?
It's two-way players and players that are the number 1 seed. And if it's not two-way players, it's triple-double machines.
Because I think
I don't think Luka can win that next year.
Okay, and we disagree. I think Luka could lead the Lakers to first or second seed and win MVP.
I do think Luka has a better chance of winning an MVP than winning a ring, in my opinion.
Yes, I agree.
I think I'd support you on the book. I think
next season the Lakers could end up being like the second seed. That's a possibility, bro. Easily.
The only way.
If Luka doesn't win in the next 3 years, that he has no chance. Like I think, bro, for the rest of Luka's career, up until it's like the last 3 seasons of his career, he'll be in contention for the MVP.
Broski, that's what I think Luka's career will be. He was in contention. That's literally what I think it'll be. I think Luka's gonna be that type of player that was always in contention. I think Luka's going to lose 3 finals. I think Luka's going to be second for MVP twice. I don't think he's ever going to get to where he needs to get.
I disagree. I feel like at some point he'll.
Like I said, I want to say something before. My bad, Ruben, for interrupting, but I want to say something real quick because I think Luka's already gotten to the level where he's already proved. That's why I think he has all the chances. Because I think, if you go to the finals, you lead your team to the finals, you're the best player on your team by 4, and you lose to the Celtics, but you were the best player on the court. Luka was better than Jason Tatum. Luka was better than Jaylen Brown by far. Their team was just insane. They had Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Drew Holiday, who was the 4, and then Al Horford, and then Kristaps Porzingis. That's literally like the perfect basketball team for the modern NBA. Like Luka was by
Who's
far
on the other side?
Who's
on the other side?
Luka, Kyrie, and a dysfunctional team.
Kyrie at the end of his career, bro. Kyrie is not prime. Kyrie
was nice. But we're comparing Luka, Kyrie, Derek Lively,
Washington.
A team with literally 5 players who have been all-stars. Kristaps Porzingis, Al Horford, Drew Holiday, Jason Tatum.
I don't think Al Horford has ever been an all-star.
He's an all-star caliber player at the peak of his powers, bro. Al Horford,
no, the fuck he's not. No, the fuck he's not. Al Horford is not an all-star caliber player, my nigga.
All-star, bro. Paul Millsap's been an all-star. Zach Randolph's been.
Paul Millsap is better than Al Horford.
Okay, but you're telling me Al Horford couldn't scrape an all-star? Al Horford was on the hot team that won like 60 games.
Al Horford was an all-star. I'm bugging. He's been an all-star. Al Horford, he's a 5-time all-star. I'm tripping. I'm tripping.
Al Horford is a consistent team improver, bro.
He's a really good role player. He's a good role player.
He's like one of the greatest role players ever.
Yo, I think it's insane. Sorry to cut the conversation. I think it's insane that a player that has only averaged above 17 or more twice in his whole career is a 5-time all-star. I think that's ridiculous.
He's a good role player.
He wins. Yes, impact.
The all-star game is not made for role players, buddy.
But
that's the point of the all-star game.
No, you're tripping though. The niggas that are on the bench are usually decided by the league too, bro. So it makes sense.
Yeah, I guess so.
Like nigga, Jeff T got an all-star, bro. Al Horford can't get an all-star.
Yo, what year was Luka on the finals? 21, right?
No, 23. 2024. 24.
It was like 2 years ago. Bro, didn't the Celtics win before?
It was 24. It was 24.
Yeah, it was the year. It was the year before last year, bro. Literally. That nigga was hooping.
Because I don't like the way you're describing the fucking teams, bro.
But listen, peep this. He was on the court against Edwards. Bro, he was on the court against Edwards. He showed that he was the best player on the court during the playoffs.
Like, bro.
Like,
hold on.
When I see
Luka Doncic to my son's team after we swept LeBron James, that nigga is forever gonna have my respect and my backing. We honestly, LeBron, I felt indestructible.
You're talking, Quan. You were talking cash shit. The Celtics have a great fucking team. Don't get me wrong, but to say the fucking Mavs were anything but a good ass team is false. It's false.
Nah,
yo, listen, hold on, listen.
They weren't a good ass team.
I have hold on, bro. I have it right in front of me. Let me make my point. They had Luka Doncic who was
disagreed with that. All right, bro.
You said they were a dysfunctional ass team
without Luka and Kyrie. That's what I said. I said you got Luka and Kyrie. After that, a dysfunctional ass team. Luka and Kyrie is the only thing that makes Derek Lively even half the player he is. The lob threat that he is. All those players, literally, to quote Drewski, Kyrie and Luka changed them bitch ass niggas' lives. All them niggas.
So I'm gonna read off the stats and the players to you, and you tell me who if this is not valid for as role players, if this is dysfunctional in your opinion. That's all I want to ask.
Not touching those numbers without Luka and Kyrie. That's what you're not. That's what I just said. Ruben, am I wrong? Did you not watch that team? All them big men just scoring alley-oops. Random ass big men were dropping 18. We're dropping 19. Luka and Kyrie just Did you watch the playoffs?
No.
I watched the game, PJ Washington, bro. PJ Washington is not a random ass big, bro. He's always been solid. PJ Washington has always been solid. He's not a random ass big.
Bro, Luka made that nigga, bro. Luka made PJ Washington. Luka made Derek
when he was in Mavs. When he was on the Mavs, that's when he was averaging the least points he's ever averaged.
Eh? And what was he
when he was on the Mavs, that's when he averaged the least points.
What was he playing before?
No, that playoff series.
Exactly. He was playing in Charlotte.
That playoff series, he averaged 11. That playoff series, he averaged 11. That playoff series, he averaged 11.
Okay. What team was he on before?
Charlotte.
He was on Charlotte. But bro, that nigga was still good. He wasn't. Yo, he was the fifth. Whatever, bro. Y'all got
like, bro, niggas were literally there was
near the Celtics, bro.
There were memes about Derek Lively and Luka and all the other bigs. Like, niggas, they were changing them niggas' lives, Xavier. Kyrie and Luka were making regular players look insanely good. It's the same shit as LeBron, bro. When that nigga Larry Bird said, yo, all them niggas, Larry Bird, when he was a GM, he literally said, I'm not trading for anyone on the Cavs for the whole career of LeBron on the Cavs. He said all them players look a whole lot better next to LeBron, bro. I'm not saying Luka's LeBron, but it's the same effect on offense, bro. Them niggas were farming lobs.
Niggas,
bro.
What I'm saying is those niggas on the Cavs were not as bad as the fucking Dallas Mavericks. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe. But I acknowledge that Luka's not LeBron as well. I said that. But I'm saying it's the same concept, gang. It's the same concept.
I understand that it's the same concept. But I think you were over exaggerating how bad those niggas were, though.
I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying they're not.
No, you made it seem like it's a bunch of niggas that couldn't even pass the ball and put it in the hoop.
No, Xavier. I'm saying they got to the NBA Finals, bro. But they're not touching the NBA Finals, bro. We're going down.
Okay, bro. I agree. Okay, you're right. But the reason I went so hard is because Ruben was trying to act like Kyrie was trash.
No, I said
like that was a washed up Kyrie.
No, but I said Kyrie and Luka changed the big lives. Literally.
I said I only went so hard because Ruben said Kyrie was garbage then, bro.
I didn't say Kyrie was garbage.
You said that was a Kyrie at the end of the year. You said he was washed up.
Bro, he's still a really good player, but it's not
26, 6, and 6.
Bro, Kyrie was better than Luka at times. They were both
literally.
That's big.
They were both.
Right.
No, it's not. At times, like there were a few games. There were a few games where Kyrie was the best player on the Mavs. I'll say that. But nigga, that's Kyrie. Like what? That's not a diss to Luka, bro. That's Kyrie. Kyrie was the best player next to LeBron a couple times when they went to the playoffs in a couple games. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's not a
diss. I can give you that. I can give you that.
Okay, but Ruben, I know me and Xavier dominated, so before we end the video, give your own little thoughts on it. Back to the question, because we pivoted mad time. Do you think, hold on, let me ask you, do you think Luka's offensive prowess and how good he is offensively outweighs his defensive problems? Or do you think some got to change? What do you think, bro?
I'm a big fan of Luka, but I feel like at 26, you gotta find a way to be effective defensively. Like let's not act like he's 33, 34, 35, end of his career. He's 26. He should find a way to be effective defensively. He's acting like, oh, okay, I'm managing energy because I'm being so highly productive offensively. I'm carrying the team up. You're 26, bro. Do you want to be a great all-time player? Do you want to be a legend? Or do you want to be just a player that's finishing third, fourth, fifth on MVP every year, finishing in the semifinals, conference finals, and say, oh, I'm successful? Which kind of player do you want to be? If you want to be an all-time great player, you're going to have to at least put some type of effort defensively. That's all I got to say about this.
Fair enough, but y'all know where I stand. I think just build around Luka for real. But wrap this video up. Appreciate y'all. Like, subscribe, follow us on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. Appreciate y'all, man. Stay tuned.